First of all, I don't have any problem with anything I'm about to tell you on this show today, but I've got two very interesting topics to talk about. Let me make a quick adjustment here. There we go. That's the way I like it. Oh, how are you? I am Matt Haas. It is Friday. Programming announcement. I'm sorry to say there are no morning shows next week. So Monday through Friday, there will be no What's Going On with Matt Haas show. But don't worry, I'm going to come back strong. So I went to Hershey Park at the water park yesterday after work. And I saw what might be the world's smallest bikini at a public water park. Again, like, hey, if you're covered, you do you. But I was kind of taken back because I saw people going on the lazy river. So they kind of, go up some steps or whatever, and you kind of go down into the lazy river part. And I'm like, that woman doesn't have any bottoms on. I looked closer, and it was just like the stringiest of string bikinis I have ever seen in a water park. I'll give you an example of what it looks like. This is totally PG, but and what I'm about to show you you're going to see something mesh. This was not mesh. This bikini was not mesh, but this is kind of what we're talking about here. This was at a water park. I was like, wow. Yeah, you go. Hey, you know what? You do you. Nothing wrong with the body, whatever. And it was appropriate because they were at a water park, in the sunny heat, enjoying the water attractions. But I was like, oh, okay. So that's one of the things I did. Rich Vibes is here. It's Friday, he says. 4 exclamation marks. Absolutely right, my friend. Hope I'm streaming on the right. Am I streaming on the right show? Let me just take a quick peek here. Just want to go behind the scenes here for a second. Yep. Okay. Everything's cool. Everything's good. All right. Mr. Hugh Demand is here. Says, good morning, all. Mr. Wit Prophet, he runs the Hugh Demand channel. So I did something out of my comfort zone yesterday. And, this is just, if you know me, I do things like this often. But, it's been a couple months since I've really kind of done something like that. I saw a post on the Ecamm beta forum, or maybe it was the Ecamm Live, a Facebook group, not forum, Facebook. I was on one of the Ecamm Facebook groups. I don't know if it was the beta group or if it was the other one. Oh, speaking of new Ecamm, let me show you what they got here. Look at this new feature. You could do knockout text and do cool countdown timers. Isn't that cool? Nice new feature. Yep. Yeah, faux show. But I was like, ring ring, pick up the clue phone. Like that's a small bikini. It's all good. It's all good. So what did I do that was kind of outside my comfort zone? So I saw this post on the Ecamm group on Facebook that said, hey, TEDx is having an open call for speakers. TED Talks. There's TED Talks and then there's TEDx. TEDx is a little easier to get into. TED without the X is like the premium product. You have to be like, top in your field for anything to get on a TED Talk. But TEDx, they open it up to more speakers. So I filled out an application. So you are looking at someone who has a very small chance. Now, I'm grounded in reality. This is a very tiny percentage that this is going to happen. But I could be a TEDx speaker. So nothing's on the calendar yet. This will be in Charlestown, South Carolina, sometime in 2024. But I filled it out, and if selected, I will do my presentation on how to be happy, or how not to give a flying frick what other people think. So it would be a very frank discussion on the specific things you should do in your life that will make it more likely you will be happy. And then I'm going to end with the money item, which is actually how to be happy. I'll give you the technique. So I've identified 7 areas of your life that may lead to unhappiness. It's not a guarantee, but if you kind of have these 7 things going good, and you're sort of locked into these 7 principles, and you kind of live your life that way, then it will remove potential obstacles from being happy. And then at the end, I'm going to actually give you the actual technique to be happy. I think it's a good speech. I think it's something people need to hear. I think it's good that people get the message about proactive steps they need to take. Happiness is something you achieve. It's not just something that just is bestowed upon you. And, so I kind of teach you that. I think it's a good message. But like, I could tell by the very long application you need to fill out, like they want to know, like, well, what industry credentials do you have? Like, what evidence do you have that this is effective? And what do you hope to get out of it? What do you hope that your audience will get out of it? Like, there was like a very serious questionnaire, but I filled it all out, and it's in their hands now. And if you are selected, you've got to put in 5 hours a week for several weeks before the show and work with a speech coach, because they demand every speaker work with a speech coach before doing a TEDx presentation. And they said, even if you're a great speaker, this is mandatory. So it's not an insignificant thing, and it's something I've always wanted to do. I try and do these things, and a lot of times they're like, no, that doesn't work out, but you got to go for it in life. So I'm going for it. Itsy bitsy teeny weeny polka dot bikini. It was not polka dot though. It was not polka dot, the one that I saw. And again, I don't have any problem with it. It's like, as long as you're covered, it's a natural thing. It's not to be made. It doesn't need to be a big deal. It's not a big deal. But I was just like, wow, like that's the smallest one I've ever seen in a water park. I've seen, but in that setting, I was just like, okay. All right. I also checked the arcade at the amusement park, and there were no Toto cards from the Wizard of Oz coin pusher. The Wizard of Oz coin pusher gives these little credit card type things with characters on them from the show, and they have barcodes, and you turn them in for tickets, and you exchange your tickets for prizes. That's how arcades work. I was kind of hoping I would see a Toto, because once you get it, then you get the super mega bonus. And I have all the other characters. I've got Glinda the Good Witch. I've got the Wicked Witch of the West. I've got Scarecrow, Tin Man, Lion, and Dorothy. Alls I need, Toto. That's the super rare one. Will you wear that suit during your TED Talk? What suit? The swimsuit I've showed? No. That shall not be worn during my TED Talk. I don't know what I'll wear during my TED Talk. I guess I'll ask the speaker coach for some tips. Maybe I'll just watch some more TED Talks, see what the attire is. Anyway, we'll see if they let this crazy guy have a microphone and an audience to the TED community. or the TEDx community, but we shall see. I think it's fun just to go for it, and you got to go for it in life, you know. And if when you go for things, 9 times out of 10 the answer is no, and that's fine. You got to go for it. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. Give me a super thumbs up, and I might pop on this channel randomly next week. It won't be at any specific time, but or I might not. I don't know. But keep posted. I do have my Notion out there. There's Notion links in the description. They tell you everything I'm going to do and everything I have done across all of my channels and social media. So we'll leave it there. I love you all. Have a great weekend. Have a great first week of August. And then I'll be back on Monday, August 7. Monday, August 7, I will be back with a lot to talk about. All right, Internet. Take care. Love you all. Bye.